to season 3 of Dining with Cooks and Braggarts, and I'm here as the host for this edition because Yvonne Okoro cannot handle the pressure of interviewing and hosting His Excellency Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. Welcome, and we have to say a big thank you to Alvaro for sponsoring the show, and also to Gandu Cosmetics for the cleans hand wash and the hand sanitizer. And yes, we are very grateful to all our sponsors. Let me quickly again remind you that His Excellency is our guest for the first episode of season 3 of Dining with Cooks and Braggarts. You can tell that we are overwhelmed.
Yes,
I mean, we are falling over ourselves. You're welcome back to the show. You don't have to welcome me. Yes. Let's quickly go through our ingredients. As I mentioned earlier, we are cooking abobi tadi and akple. And abobi tadi is basically Keta Schoolboy's pepper sauce. And so let's quickly go through the ingredients. If you can just tell us what you have.
This is what you call it.
This is water.
A jug of water. That must be the akple.
Yes.
The powder.
Yes.
There's no mistaking this one. This is the abobi.
Exactly.
And incidentally, the fragrance.
I know.
Wait. It has completely overridden the perfumes of YouTube.
Exactly.
This is the proper irresistible Yvonne shade.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Some salt, some papush chopped, onions and tomatoes. And what do you call it? The red one.
The red oil.
Zumi.
Zumi.
And the white one.
Wow, okay.
We have some pepper in there and some...
Nutmeg.
Wow.
Okay, nutmeg and something else, some other two.
Do you know what nutmeg is for?
Nutmeg oil, I know, is very good for arthritis.
Okay. But you don't know.
Did you know that?
I never
I
even knew
didn't.
there was anything like nutmeg oil.
He eats very healthy.
Okay.
I think so. A German guy told me that.
Nutmeg oil.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, this one is
Just
to, it's flavor.
fragrance,
Yeah. It makes the food, the sauce smell really good.
Correct.
Anyway, Yvonne,
Okay.
can you go through your ingredients? You have something, the same thing actually.
Yes.
Because you're cooking
And
the same
that's
dish.
cinnamon, I can see.
Yes.
Yes, cinnamon powder.
Okay.
Water, akple powder. I
Yes.
don't know, is that, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Abobi tadi. Tadri or tadi?
Tadi.
Tadi.
Tadi is pepper. So this is abobi. This
Abobi,
is Keta
okay.
Schoolboys.
And then the smell. Whew.
Yeah.
Fragrance.
It's just amazing. And then we have some onions, tomatoes, paposhito, salt, palm oil, some spices. I don't know who will use nutmeg, and then who will use cinnamon.
Yeah.
Yes. But
Anyway, so basically, so if I remember the last time I was on the show, before we started, you asked us to take one ingredient or two out.
Yes.
So are we
Two.
still going by that rule?
well, it'll be easy because there's nutmeg and cinnamon here, so.
No, apart from, I'm taking that out.
I agree with her.
Yeah. Wait. Okay. So, before then, can you just wash your hands and come back and wear your aprons? Okay, so you can use a clean hand wash from Gandu.
Okay, so it smells amazing.
Okay. Yes, and he's using the hand sanitizer. So, His Excellency, what do you think about all of these Indian hair, Brazilian hair, Peruvian hair that ladies wear? All the hair, Mongolian. The last time I heard there was Mongolian hair.
Oh, really? Now there's Mongolian? Okay.
Yeah.
They're not bad, provided.
That it smell nice?
No.
That you wash it often?
Provided you don't recognize that it's artificial.
Okay.
Yeah, but
You
you
know,
recognize
some people
this
have a way.
Well, I mean, we will
of using
recognize
this
it is
thing in
artificial.
such a way
closure.
you-
That's a
Yeah,
closure. So you think, yeah.
Okay. Then it makes it unattractive. Yes, yours is okay. So is yours. Sorry.
Thank you very much. Anyway, so we are ready to go, and we've been joined by His Excellency's chef, who will only be guiding him.
This is unfair.
Well, wait till
But
you become.
I like him, so it's okay.
Wait till you become a president of this country.
Which is very soon. Which is very soon.
Really?
I hope that when John DeMello becomes the president, I will be the No, not the first lady. I don't
Why
want to
don't
marry.
you want to be president? Yvonne, please. You
No,
can't be president.
I can be president,
Yeah.
but then, you see, I don't want to be president.
Okay, then what do you want to be? You want to be the first lady?
I just said first lady, but then that's when, if John is the
It
president.
means you'll be married to John.
That's why I just stopped. I said, no, that's not happening.
You gotta, but he's a John.
You never know.
Yeah.
John Johns.
Yeah. Anyway, so we are ready to go now. They're wearing their aprons. We are ready to fly.
Yes.
Let's get our suspense out.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can we have like some directions? Because I don't know how to make it.
Make what?
Well,
This is the whole idea
What?
of the show.
Well,
So
it's
figure it
enough.
out. And you're not allowed to use your phone to Google. So sort yourself out. Get your... Oh, Masa.
But this is unfair. He has
Harry.
a chef, so this is like very unfair.
Wait till you become president one day.
You know what?
You're not there.
Now I'm going to be president.
Okay,
because
take the
What if
earthenware
Okay.
dish.
okay,
Yeah, you are.
Why not?
Okay.
everything has been washed, of
Yes.
course.
Yes.
Okay.
You can blend it, you know. You should.
Yes,
you-
I'm going to treat it.
Okay, three it. All right, let's go. Okay, so
We need
as
a
we
sharp
watch
knife.
a sharp
please.
Yeah,
knife.
it's there. It's
Please.
all
It's
behind
here.
you. See, this is my kitchen. This
Yeah.
is how much I miss
Lord,
this
yeah.
place.
You
Okay.
should have given me a tour earlier.
I know, right?
Yeah. All right, so as we go along, Yvonne, so you told me a lot about how you feel.
Can I proceed?
Yes, please. How
Thank
you feel
you.
about His Excellency, how intelligent he is,
Yes,
how
excellent.
he's inspired you.
Yes.
And it's not just you, he's inspired
A lot
so
of-
many
yes.
people in this country. And
Yes.
I mean, if you meet anyone below 40, they tell you the role he has played in
Yes.
their lives. But apart from that, why can't you just host him? Is there a particular reason? There must be one reason that is, you
Go
know,
with me.
No, because
secret.
the thing is, I think it's not just me. It's my parents are probably, you know, watching or going to be watching, and the pressure will be on. As soon as I get home, they'll be like, "Why didn't you ask him this? Why didn't you ask him that?" The pressure will be too much for me because my mother is a
I think-
big fan, you know, so the whole family, and I just didn't want to disappoint. I said, "No, I'll be tongue-tied, so I need to just bring the oboro of hosting here, Grandma Cop."
oh, Masa.
But I love your raisin readers. Well done.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing. I
Oh,
learned a
thank
lot
you.
from.
On Instagram.
Yes, because I do say, I know that it's I am or am, but the thing is, I'm so
Tomato
used to
stem
saying
for
AM.
am every time
Yeah.
because you know
Hello.
sometimes when you say
So
the
have you
right
stopped
thing,
now?
I'm trying.
Okay.
So sometimes when you say the right thing, people will be like, yeah, it's
All right, fantastic. So that's Yvonne Okoro. Oh, you do it quite well.
Sure.
Oh, my mate, too. Yeah, I can tell that. Okay, so His
Yes,
Excellency
ma'am.
is here slicing his tomatoes. When was the last time
With
you
the
cooked?
help of a chef.
No, he's
a
slicing
trained
it alone
chef.
by himself. Look at that.
Okay.
So when was the last time you cooked at home?
Well, I always help my cook actually.
Okay.
That is by the village
Okay.
or the riverside.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And but this is the first time I'm gonna cook this thing.
Yeah.
Or body, whatever.
So which of your daughters is the best cook?
No, they're all fantastic.
They're all fantastic.
Yes, they're
Yeah.
pretty good, very good.
Yeah. Okay. So Yvonne said she had a crush on you. She still has a crush on you. Crushes are supposed to vanish at some point, but
Yes.
in her case, they never diffuse.
I think maybe after today, because finally I'm cooking with him, so maybe, hopefully,
it will die. But that's so sad.
I gotta move on. I gotta move
But
on.
how do you feel? How do you
have to
feel
move on.
when you meet all of these young people who tell you stories of how you have inspired them and how they feel that you've
Sorry,
changed
let me
so
just-
much in this country, and sometimes some wish that you were still president because of some levels of indiscipline in this country. How does it make you feel?
Yeah, the indiscipline has created a lot of stress, taking so much positive energy out of the system. But I guess the president has outlined how he intends to deal with it, starting with the unsanitary situation around, which is very good.
I
And-
remember years ago, you actually went into a gutter
Oh,
in
yes.
Nima. I remember
Oh,
it
yes,
so
yes,
well.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so well. I was so young, but I saw him in a gutter with a shovel and a spade, just, you know,
Excuse me,
digging
bruh.
the dirt out.
Bruh.
But things haven't changed
Excuse me,
much.
bruh. You're cooking too much.
He's running faster.
Yes, why? Please, please.
You can Google it, Yvonne, don't worry.
Oh,
Take your
Jesus
phone out
Christ.
and Google it.
Then a grandpa.
Yeah, so you believe that this administration will make headway, right?
Yeah, in terms of what the president
things.
has outlined and how he intends to tackle it, and people will be held responsible for not taking care of the environment.
Okay, I see you're struggling with that.
Oh,
it's
don't worry.
It's actually a beautiful sight. Soja on the Apotayowa. It's not easy, but yeah. You know you can add a bit of water, just a little bit of water.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, tips from the chef.
See.
She's
Oh,
going to
damn
help you out.
Okay.
Tired.
Okay, so he helps him out, and then he can fry. Anyway, so back to my question.
Uh-huh.
Apart from that, the inspiration you give to all of these young people. I've been to your office. I've seen you surrounded by some very brilliant young people.
Correct.
And it's not just them. So many of them.
Yes.
How does it make you feel? I mean, when you look back, did you feel that at some point people were going to resonate this way?
Oh, that's for sure. But talking about the brilliance of the young people, and especially the ladies, it gives me so much satisfaction. It's like dealing with a divine gift. You know, when I run into some very outstanding minds, I wish God had given me that kind of brain, you know. But, Sherman, it's okay, just pay attention to that. Sorry, it was burning me, Mali. One minimum.
Minimum. Okay, let's see. There you go. Is it this one? Yeah.
This one, we cannot tell who's going to win. This is just,
You know,
it's
Yvonne,
just,
don't worry.
you know,
and
You're hating.
fake.
Uh-huh.
now, the point is, I think women, the female in general, have always held
Need water?
or been given the short end of the stick,
Absolutely.
you know. And when I see them, you know something, let me tell you some interesting story about a lady in this country who could qualify as the #1 in the Guinness Book of Records in terms of flying an airmanship. Yes, she arrived in the States, and the day before, she happens to be a pilot. Yes. And she had collected her Oxford British license, that of the European license as well.
Okay.
And she wanted to top it up with the American license.
Right.
When she arrived in the US, I think the day before or so, an East African lady who was under training
Okay.
had gotten lost in the air, and she was brought back to the airport using the radar. So when she arrived at the school, I think some of the young men, whites mostly, or almost all white, looked at her and looked at the instructor and sort of asked, you know, in some kind of cynical manner,
Right.
Another one,
Oh, God.
correct.
Because she was a woman. And
A woman and black and from Africa.
Right.
So she noticed there was going to be an exam in about 2 weeks' time. A week or two?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's getting there.
So she told the instructor she'd like to do that exam right now. I think she knew what she was about.
Right.
And the instructor apparently asked, "Are you sure?" She said, "Yes." And they gave her the exam right there and then. 100 questions to be answered in either 1.5 or 2 hours. Listen carefully. She answered all those questions in 13, not 30,
Wow.
13 minutes.
1-3.
1-3, and she hit 98%.
Wow.
Correct.
Wow.
While she was in the school, she taught her own instructor, one of the white females, you know, to pass her theory exams and to finally earn her license as an airline pilot.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
She's amazing. You people must meet her
It'll be
and
ex-
expose her.
Yeah.
You must.
It'll be excellent. It'll be great to meet her.
When she came back to Ghana and was looking for a job, wherever she went to, it was the usual nonsense.
Yeah.
And thankfully, she said, to hell with you, to each and every one of them. She shouldn't have left for Nigeria,
But she left.
but she did and was able to secure an executive aircraft, which she brought to Ghana. So that's what she's operating right now.
Oh, that's
But the
amazing.
beauty of it is that, I don't know, God has a way of putting these brilliant, you know, youngsters in front of me.
That's
And I just can't resist them,
Yeah.
you know? People, you're so proud of them. Sorry.
Sorry to cut this very interesting conversation.
Yes.
The chef is doing everything. It's just
No.
You know, you can actually copy. There is no law against copying.
Cheno.
So copy. Watch
Okay.
and learn. And do same. Yeah.
doing everything.
That's all compensation.
She kept me busy talking. She kept me busy talking.
Can I read that?
Anyway.
But
so,
you know, it's so unfortunate that with all the effort, with all her brilliance, she should have such difficulties in getting employment.
But it happens
You know.
to a lot of women.
Yes.
I mean, we have come such a long way.
Yes.
And we know the tremendous efforts your wife, for instance, made.
Thank you.
In helping to empower women across the country. And in fact, in some cases, beyond
Correct.
the borders of this country.
Correct.
Yet you still find women being discriminated against in terms of salary, in terms of opportunities, and it just cuts across the board. Is that something you think as a society we are missing, or we are not doing right?
You know, I think we should learn to see the value in the golden rule. To do unto others as you would wish them to do to you.
Yeah.
Irrespective of whether it's a male, female, or
I agree.
whatever.
Fantastic.
You know, the day Africa will begin to wake up to the value of womanhood, then we'll begin to see socio-economic justice, a true transformation on this continent.
Okay. Yvonne, what are you doing?
Flies, so
Sorry.
flies. It's just ridiculous. Flies
Chef,
everywhere.
Ignore
Look,
this
the
girl,
smell.
copycat. But Yvonne, it's okay.
The smell is just, you know, so the flies.
Flies in the studio. There are no flies in the studio.
Onuba,
Shelley's
Tete.
shows have no flies. Shelley's production is fly
Okay,
free.
okay,
Today I
okay.
can see
Yeah,
some flies.
fly free.
Fly. Wait, I have to be
Say
careful.
fly.
Fly.
Fly free.
Very fast.
Yeah.
Fly free. Fly free. Fly free. Fly free.
So
fly
who's
free.
going
It's
to
like-
eat all these?
Oh, we'll all
There are
eat.
people in the studio?
Yes,
Yes,
all of us.
all of us.
Can you imagine? It's such an honor, right?
Exactly.
The ex-president cooked for you.
And my food is going to
Ghana's
taste better.
longest-serving president.
Yes.
So what are your fondest memories of His Excellency? No, sir. But I remember when I
no,
was
sir.
really young, that's when he jumped into that gutter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I will never, ever forget. Never,
Yep.
ever. Yeah.
Yep.
So, what's your fondest memory?
Go ahead.
You don't remember anything he said or did?
I mean, I can't remember exactly, but I know that I used to always watch him.
I
like when
bet
they're
you
doing.
talk about the switch to JHS,
Yeah.
to the Konkonte.
Yes, that as well. You see, because he's here and I'm under pressure, there's so many
You
things.
don't know.
But why are you using palm oil? Do you use palm oil?
Yeah, you can use vegetable
Yeah, you
oil if
can.
you like.
Okay.
It's burning. And I'm sure you've heard a lot of things about him as well.
Yeah.
From people, ordinary
I
people.
really
you
want to
know.
know something quickly.
But you just mentioned something. What was that? Some kind of food she mentioned earlier.
Konkonte.
Kokonte.
No,
What about kokonte?
No, the uniform. When we switched to
Brown,
JHS.
yes.
The brown.
The brown, the deep brown,
the
and
deep
then
brown
the
and
light
light
brown.
brown.
Kokonte and Katenkwai.
Kokonte and Katenkwai. Kokonte and
Oh,
granite
I didn't know
soup.
that.
Oh, you didn't know? Oh, well,
Okay.
we just taught you something.
Yeah.
It was called
Yeah.
Kokonte
Oh.
and
Katenkwai,
Katenkwai.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Katenkwai.
Yeah. Do you have any regrets?
About
Anything
Anything.
you did
Spatula.
no,
as president?
no.
Not a single one.
Well, maybe come to think of it, what is regrettable is that people who committed crimes against the state, the nation, were subjected to the heaviest possible punishment. And when you go that far, you do that. You don't turn around and commit the crimes for which others lost their lives.
Okay.
You know, And I'm talking about
It's not fair.
corruption. Corruption. So
Yeah, I don't want you to.
this is what hurts me the most. That, you know, we couldn't maintain the standard. We couldn't maintain the level of integrity
What happened?
that would keep us above.
What happened? What went wrong?
This is unfair. He has to do the rest. It's not fair.
Because really, you were in charge for almost 20 years.
No. It didn't happen in my time, mind you. No.
They wouldn't do
I
it.
guess this is why I'm being, yes. I'll say that we brought the best out of our people. Yes, especially during that revolutionary period. 79 was a time of rage, you know, but our second coming. And we did so well
Can he?
that our people gave us, you know,
He's spoiling
when-
the shito.
what's the word? When we went, people have a tendency of saying when we move from the PNDC into democratic rule. It's wrong, very wrong. We were very democratic throughout that period. We only went into constitutional rule, not democratic rule, okay? Democracy was with us. It was the lack of it that led to that punitive measure in 79, and then our return. And it was fantastic, so creative, so purposeful, you know? But I guess when I talk,
Just a cocoa.
some people have a problem with my saying some of these things. They call it boom boom or boom.
You boom. You heard it. That you boom. Anytime
no,
you say
no,
you're
no,
going to interview His Excellency Chairman Rawlings,
He
they
has
say,
to
hey,
boom.
he's about to boom.
To boom.
Yeah.
No. But
You can't
you
find
know,
what? Your spatula. Yeah.
Oh,
A bad
sorry.
workman always blames his tool.
what's a spatula?
This is very unfair. Benkuta.
What's a
Look for it.
spatula?
It's Benkuta.
The bankuta. This
Ah, this thing, this
Yes.
one. Oh, okay.
So I think you should, now it's your turn.
Yes.
Can you
Made
turn it?
everything- Yes.
Yeah.
I did this for my mother when I was about 7 or 8,
Yvonne.
the first time,
Okay.
you know?
Yvonne, I've got
and the
questions
first
for you.
time I washed my uniform.
You wash your uniform?
Oh, yes, when I was a little boy.
Oh, before Achimota.
Well before Achimota, when I used to be in St. Joseph's, no, they used to call it Roman Catholic school then. Yes. But of course, I must admit that it was very watery. Oh, Auntie Vic. But she ate it.
Okay. She enjoyed it?
I don't know, but
She never mentioned. Okay. So, Yvonne,
I
some
could
of the
see she
things-
was having difficulties.
All right. So I'm sure you've heard a lot of stories about, Chairman Rawlings. A lot of it.
Yes.
I don't even want to start giving you some of the stories I have.
Yeah.
I didn't finish the story about the corruption issue. So when you're finished,
Okay, I'll
let me
come
know.
back
You
to
come
corruption.
Right.
So what are some of these things? Just so that he clarifies
Yes.
all of these perceptions people
Yes.
have about him.
I really want to know. You know, I watched this little clip of him and Honorable
Oko
Van
van
der
der Poel.
Poel, where we call it parting the Red Sea. Where it's like you were walking, sir, and then he was coming, then you did.
Come, should we act it?
Yes.
Should we act it?
Y-
So I am
you're-
Chairman
Yes.
Rawlings.
You're Honorable Oko Van der Poel.
I'm honorable.
I'm
Why
Chairman
not? Why?
Chairman
No, I want to
Rawlings.
be. No, I want to be
President,
Chairman
come
Rawlings.
on.
No.
Okay.
Be.
I'm okay.
Be the mayor.
Okay.
Okay. So. Wait, let's do
You're
it. Let's
taking
start.
too long.
Let's go.
Ah,
Okay.
you people.
Go. No, he parted the Red Sea. He did. Then you parted the
No,
Red Sea.
he said-
Stop.
he said-
Then you parted the Red Sea. Yes. So.
And then you walk out. Okay, let's do
Okay.
it.
So. He's my friend. I feel terrible.
Me too. He's
about
my
it.
friend.
Yeah,
That's why
I
he
know.
wants to be. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
So I'm Chairman Rawlings.
Yes.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Is this what I did?
Yes, this is what you did. Everybody it was trending.
It went viral.
So we really want to know what happened.
What happened? No, but he made up for it.
You made,
In
yes, we saw it
Parliament,
that you
yeah.
were making amends, but then
No,
we just want to know what happened. What was the
No,
conversation?
no. The point is, they were all messing me up. When this man was alive, what's his name?
Prof.
Professor Mills. You know,
They were messing you up.
of course, if
How?
you didn't insult my wife and I, you couldn't end up with a job. And if he could be dragged all the way from the US to come and be a mayor, you know, in an important place like in Accra, then obviously they must be quite close. I would have expected people like him to have spoken to advise the prof and things like that, but much of that didn't happen.
How about the story of Yokegari?
Hold on, Yokegari.
Yeah. That you bought Yokegari on credit and you never paid.
Yes, it's true.
Oh.
No, I think we must have paid afterwards.
After
But
how
the
many
point
weeks?
is that we were preparing to engage in the World Military Games.
Okay.
The boxing was taking place in Ghana.
Okay.
And we had some of the finest boxers, you know, in the armed forces in those days. But the food was horrible. We were going through very bad times. There was a time I actually went to the state house, the old colonial, that's the state house. Yeah. And grabbed, you know, a tray with pizzas and whatnot meant for the castle into my mother's car, and I drove away. She was screaming her head off just to go and give to those boys.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to do something to improve on their diet because we're taking them through some very rigorous, tough, hard training. And I'd go and join them personally, early in the morning. And on this particular day, as we moved along the beach, almost getting to the castle and turning left, was this lady selling her Yokegari. She's having a hard time.
Let me
Yawale,
help you.
Yawale.
So you start with your stew.
I'll deal with this
What
one.
stew am I supposed to do, stew?
But what are you going to do?
It is, it's finished now.
So that's it.
Oh, is this what you wanted?
Yes.
No, this is not about bitadi.
It is about bitadi.
You're right, Jesus.
It is about bitadi.
Actually, so
Oh.
Petri Mokono.
Even you would do now.
Can you be out showing me more? Hello.
Anyway,
Call me a feeling again.
Mine is from the correct.
It will
so
improve.
you eventually
Yours
paid
is the
the
butterflies one.
Yokegari.
Oh, I'm sure
Yeah.
it must have been done.
Yeah.
You know something? So we brand, and there was this lady selling Yokegari. And the point is, you're in your tracksuit. Who carries monies or coins in a tracksuit when you're training? I don't know. No, not us. Because we're going to be running for close to 5 miles.
Right.
You know? So I believe I must have told her,
This
you
is
know,
just
I'd like to have some for the boys. And that's exactly what happened. Of course, the next thing was the explosion.
Yeah.
But when the explosion happened, no, 15 May preceded June 4th, Odate Wellington, sadly, went to 5BN and was telling the soldiers all kinds of horrible things. You know, this story. Yeah, flee or get in pay, useless officer can be now.